Hey. Ugh. Let me see. Trying to. Okay. Let me get on TikTok. How y'all doing this evening? Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, Miss Paula, how are you? Hold on. Hey, good. Thank you, Amy, for letting me know. Give me a quick second. Let me connect here. And tell y'all how y'all been doing. How I don't know if there's any veterans out there, but happy Veterans Day to anybody. All right, let me get on TikTok really quickly. Hold, and let me go to my. Whew. All right, I'm telling you, y'all, I have just been one of these days. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. One of these days. So anyway, happy Veterans Day. If I missed any veterans out there, let me see what I need my charger. Damn. Hold on, y'all. I just had to move on this side. So give me a second. Whew. Goodness. Okay. Whew. We are back in business. All right. So anyway, um, I hope everybody had a happy uh Veterans Day weekend. I don't know if you guys were busy doing anything exciting or not. But thank you to any veterans that are out there. Whew. Okay. Hey, Nicola, how are you? So this is one of those. I know some of you guys missed me last week. I wasn't able to talk to too many of you guys, so I apologize about um last week. You know, I soon will tell everybody what is going on. I'm keeping it a little hush right now, just because we still have some legal issues that are going on. So I'm gonna keep this hush for a minute, but I will get this stuff out soon. Thank you, Nicola. It was Veterans Day, so again, thank you to all the veterans out there. So, if y'all got any questions about anything, please drop them. Um, you guys should have seen individuals are getting their student loan refund checks now. Those refund checks are coming back to people. So I'm hoping that you guys have, some of you guys have received it. Hey, Starlight, I got your text. Thank you very much for texting me. I will respond back to you. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Thank you, Miss Paula. I appreciate that. Thank you, Charlene. I appreciate that too. Okay, Miss Charlene and Miss Paula says thank you to all the veterans out there. So, I assume we'll be telling you guys what is going on. I hope by the beginning of next year, I'm going to be settled. Okay. If most of y'all do not know, and I know a lot of you guys who are here all the time with me, y'all know I went through getting shot last year. So I am still here we are a year later, and I'm still going through. So I am not completely settled where I like to be, like I once was. But I'm getting back there, and thank y'all for being patient with me. Okay. Starlight says, don't y'all forget to like, share. I appreciate it. Again, y'all drop any questions that you have. I know y'all probably have not seen too much movement right now. Everything is big on this presidential Republican candidate. Okay, that's pretty big right now. They're not talking about anything that they should be talking about. So if y'all got questions about stuff, make sure you ask. Um, I hope that you guys do get a refund for your student loans for the borrower's defense. So if anyone did not do that borrower's defense, make sure you do. Thank you very much, Keisha. I appreciate. Warrior Queen says, "Do you know anything about the SSBCI?" Yes, the SSBCI, that is a small business credit that the federal government gives to the states. And then the states give the money to different nonprofits and organizations that work with small businesses. It is not something you can directly apply for. You have to get your funding through someone else, but every state has a SSBCI. So if you're curious to see who has the money, all you need to go do is go to your state government website. Okay, and they usually tell you who they gave those funds to so that you can get you some of those. Okay, I'm trying to think what I put out here on TikTok for you guys. So, in the event that I'm not able to come on here in the next couple Mondays, I hope to let you guys know that ahead of time. But in the event I'm not, I want y'all to make sure y'all go to my YouTube page under the same name and catch the videos. I will be making a lot of videos um, because I may not be able to be here on Mondays with you guys for the next couple weeks. Okay. So, all right, let me get to a couple things. Let me see what I put out that was new. We already talked about the IRS doing the filing, the free file for you guys. If any veteran is interested in finding out how to get their upgrade so that they can get their VA benefits, not your upgrade your military disability, not your upgrade your military discharge, but just to get your VA benefits, you can go and check out the video that is on my page that tell you how to do that. If not, you can hit me up as well. Hold on. It was another one. Let me see if y'all asking me anything really quick. Okay. Again, if you got any questions, please ask. Okay, Keisha says, I heard the tax bracket changed based on inflation. Yes. 2 weeks ago on Monday, we talked about the new tax brackets because you guys need to understand how your taxes are figured out so that you guys will know how much you need to put away out of your checks. Okay. And the first thing you guys need to do, and I'll say this again, you just take your income and you need to subtract the standard deduction out first. Okay. The standard deduction is 14,600. All right. So if you're a single person or if you're head of household, if you're a single person, it's 14,600. If you're head of household, it is 14,600 plus half of 14,600. If you are married, filing joint, then it is 14,600 times two. Okay. If you are separated, you are going to have the same filing status as a single person. Okay. So, head of household is 14,600 and a half, single people 14,600, and married people 14,600 times two. So subtract that from your income first. Then whatever is left over, you can then go and look and see what bracket your income falls in according to the new tax brackets. That will tell you if you're in the 10%, 12%, 15%, 20%, 22%, 24%, all the way up to 37%. Okay. Once you figure that out, then you'll know how much taxes you need to pay just by taking that income times whatever that tax bracket is. So if you're in the 10% tax bracket, you're just going to take your income after you subtract out your standard deduction. And what you have left over is then your tax bracket. Okay. Now the IRS goes into it a little bit more trickier than that. So if you guys are interested and you want to learn how to do it like they do it, then sign up for my tax class. Okay. If you want to start your own tax business, hit me up. I'll give you the information so you can start your own tax business and you can learn how they actually take the income and break those tax brackets down by each bracket. Okay. I ain't gonna get into that too much for y'all because you guys don't really care about that. Only people who like taxes and love taxes would understand what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So yes, hey Johnny. So yes, the tax brackets have changed, and this is why you guys owe so much money because you don't remember to pay what you should pay. You think you're paying enough, but you're not. And that's the problem, okay? Hey, Angela from Kissimmee, thank you for being here, okay? I'm in Florida too, all right? So y'all definitely need to pay attention to those tax brackets, all right? That is highly, highly important. I've had people who have been receiving letters from the IRS for a few things. You guys are not filing taxes on your nonprofits. Okay, if you have a nonprofit, you can't wait. You can't miss but more than 3 filings before they cancel your nonprofit. So some of y'all been coming to me about that. Some of y'all have been coming to me because you're getting letters saying that you owe money and y'all are trying to figure out why. Okay. I got a call the other day. This is a true story. And I thank you for, because I know this is because of you guys. Somebody had been watching my page. Somebody actually told this person about me, and they had been watching me for months. And he finally got up the courage to contact me. He sent me a text about this long. Okay. But basically, what happened was someone did this individual's taxes who is a barber. So they're self employed. And this person said, I can get you $30 to $40,000. Hey, Melina, I'll tell you in a second. They told this person they can get them 30 to 40 grand back in the refund. Well, they did the taxes and the refund came to almost 40,000, but they have not received their income yet. And now this person is worried because now the IRS is contacting them because now they need information. Okay. So this person came to me and said, help, I don't know what to do. So I asked this person to let me look at your last couple tax refunds so we can see the differences. What did you do in the last 2 years? What did you do in the last year? Let me tell y'all something. Red flag. If somebody, and the IRS tells you this too, if somebody offers you a percentage of your refund as their payment, that is a red flag. So this person was going to get about 30 to 40,000 in exchange. They had to pay the person $8,000. If someone offers you a percentage of your refund as their payment, run, because that is not how it is done at all. A person should be able to get you back $1 million and the refund amount still be the same price. Excuse me, their fee should be the same price that they charge someone that they're getting $1,000. Okay, so if they take a percentage, tax refunds don't work on the sliding scale. The fees don't work on the sliding scale. Okay, if I get you more money, which gets me more money, that means I have more room to lie. Okay, which means this person now who is afraid because the IRS is knocking on his door. Okay, so the next issue, the next red flag was, and this is something else y'all need to pay attention to because this is going to start happening next year. The IRS is going to let you file your own taxes, which is fine. But the problem is something called a ghost preparer. And a ghost preparer is a person that prepares your taxes, but they don't put their name down. And this person got this person about $40,000 back, but they didn't put their name down on the taxes. They put the individual who was getting the refund. They said that the taxes were self-prepared. That's an issue. If the taxes are self-prepared, that means when a person gets audited, the IRS isn't looking for somebody else because they don't know that somebody else did it. They think you did it. So don't ever have anybody do your taxes that will not be willing to put their name on it, because if something happens, somebody has to answer for that. Are you going to be left holding the bag and you paid somebody to do your taxes? Hell no. Okay. So that's a no. That's the second red flag. Okay, Melina says, how do you take your tax class? Y'all can go to shamikasaves.com. There's a tax link on there that y'all can sign up for if you guys need a payment plan, because I do understand some people do. Then send me a message and I'll send you an invoice and you can do it on a payment plan. Tax season does not start until January, sometime the end of January. So you have some time to get it in. But this is the time to get your business set up, get your banking set up, make sure you're able to get your fingerprints turned into the IRS. So if you are interested in being a tax preparer and having your own business, this is the time to do it now while you have the opportunity to do so. Okay. Um, and you have me. You meet with me weekly, along with everybody else. We go over what's new, what's changed, what you've experiencing, basically the software, the whole nine. And then you have me with you the whole season. So you're not left alone. And hopefully you're somebody that watches the live so you can stay up on what's really going on in the world every week as I put it out to you guys. Okay. So anybody interested, y'all let me know. All right. Let me see. Charlene says, thank you for my student loans, and the amount of 20K are going to be forgiven on the total disability program. Yay. Thanks, Shamika. That info was life-changing for me. Congratulations, Miss Charlene. And this is for anybody else. If you are disabled, that doesn't mean just because you're on Social Security disability. Although if you are on Social Security disability, your loans are gone. If you are 100% disabled, if you're 100% disabled veteran, your loans are gone. If you are under the doctor's care, even if you got a doctor who will be willing to sign paperwork saying that you will not be eligible to gainfully get a job, you will not be able to maintain gainful employment, your loans can be gone just by submitting documentation. Okay, getting these student loans, getting rid of them, they can be difficult, but they are not as difficult as some people may think, because a lot of you guys qualify and don't even know that you do. Okay. Hey, Darnell. Hey, Sweetie 51. Okay. So if you know anybody, I'm telling y'all, I had to go and tell my mom. I had to go tell a lot of elderly people that I know that, hey, you still got these loans in your credit. Have you turned your paperwork in to Social Security? Because they're trying to garnish your wages for student loans that you ain't been to school in 30 years. All right. So just because they say the system is updated doesn't mean everything is updated. So y'all make sure y'all telling people about just getting rid of those loans. That is very, very important. Angelia says, is there any benefit for 100% disabled veteran spouse as far as student loans? Unfortunately, at the moment, if you are a spouse of a 100% disabled veteran, they do not have anything to take your loans away, unless there's an unless the veteran requires you to take care of them, and it requires you to work to take care of them, where you will not be able to get a job to be able to pay your loans, if that makes any sense. So if you have someone, and this is the same with Parent Plus, if you have a child that's incapacitated and you have to take care of them and you can no longer have a regular job, you, in lots of situations, you can discharge those loans in bankruptcy, because you will not be able to maintain gainful employment because you are taking care of someone. So if you have a vet that's receiving aid in attendance, you have a strong chance of getting those loans dismissed through bankruptcy versus putting them in through the Department of Education. Okay. So I don't believe there's ever a no. I just believe it's how you word these situations and your situation that will let you know if you qualify. Okay. Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Mariah Lynn. If y'all got any questions, y'all please ask. Tonight we just shooting it from the hip. I'm in Florida, but just FYI, taxes. If I'm talking about taxes with anybody, taxes can be done any and everywhere. It is a federal thing. Okay, there are state taxes, but most state taxes don't really get in the way unless you're like military, traveling nurse, something like that. Okay. All right, let me see. Stormy says, let's see what you're saying. Stormy says Shamika, you're a blessing to many of us. I'm using every gem you're dropping. Thank you. Thank you very much, Stormy. I appreciate that. I hope that y'all do. I really, really do. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like is anybody listening? And when I talk to you guys on Monday, y'all make me remember that people do, and I don't even care if it's one person. Being able to affect and change somebody else's life makes me happy. When I see that you guys have gotten your diplomas, when I see that you guys are enrolling in school because you want to go to school, or because you want to go and get you some money. Somebody told me the other day, they said, "Girl, I need you to help me sign up for school because I need me a car before tax time. So I'm just going to go in school for a semester or two and get enough money to buy me a cash car." Stuff like that makes me proud. Why? Because you are using the benefits, you're using these things that they give you anyway, but you're using them in a way to assist your life, which is what you're supposed to do in the first place. You're going to school, but you ain't got a way to get there. It doesn't make any sense. So when I see that y'all are using these things to help you, that makes me very, very proud. Very proud. Okay. When somebody calls me and says, "Girl, I used to owe for food stamps, or I used to owe Social Security. I had a debt, but because of you, I'm filing bankruptcy because I don't want to have to pay for it no more." That just warms my heart. So thank y'all. Okay. Thank you, Stormy. Cynthia says, "Hi, Shamika and Shamika Saves fam." Hey, Miss Cynthia, how you doing? Where you been? Amy says, "We are listening. You are the reason why I did borrower's defense and got approved." I know that's right. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't get these borrower's defense applications in, and if you don't know what it is, please go to my website, shamikasaves.com, and ask me to send you the list. It is a list of schools on there. There are so many people still are not getting these loans dismissed. And I'm telling y'all, we have until 2025 and it's going to change. All right. So, another reason why I want people to get into this tax business is because next year is going to be some super major changes, guys. All right. I know y'all probably not thinking about it right now, but your Cash App accounts, your Venmos, all of these accounts, these things, you will now start receiving 1099s. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of advice. If you do not want any monies that you have received in your accounts to be added as income on your personal taxes, then you need to get a EIN and a business, even if it's and a business, not a sole proprietor. You need either an LLC, which I don't recommend, but a get you a corporation, get you an EIN, and start having the monies that these accounts are going into. These accounts need to be business accounts. Your Cash App account, if you don't want a 1099 and you don't want it to be added as personal income, your Cash App account should be a business account. If you have Venmo, you can have a personal account, but you can also have a business account. Okay, Venmo is PayPal. All right. If you have a PayPal account and you don't want any income to show, hear what I'm telling you. You need to get a EIN and a business so that money can now be given to a business and not you as the person. Okay. I just talked to somebody about this tonight, and I said, you guys need to be mindful when you're opening up these businesses. Everybody has a LLC, but they don't know why they opened one. But y'all are not paying attention to the tax implications. And that's the most important piece. Y'all getting all this money January through December. But January the following year, you mad because now you got to claim that income and you didn't want it. So think about that. Newborn maternity photographer says, "Has there been any changes for the Schedule C form?" There has not been any changes for the Schedule C form. It's still going to be calculated the same. It's still going to be formatted the same. The only changes right now are the 1040, which is your regular tax form. That is the only form that right now should be showing any changes. And the biggest change on that form is the dependents. They are really going to be looking at dependents. And if these dependents are not your dependents, you better have a very good track record to show why these people should be paid as your dependents, because all the IRS has to do is just not pay you until you can prove that these children are yours. And if you don't, you're going to have to wait for a refund, or they're going to force you to amend your taxes so that you can get a refund, which is exactly what is going to happen with a lot of people that have been coming to me. I said, you're not going to get that ERC. You are not going to get it. So go ahead on and amend your taxes and remove the things that you should not have so that the IRS can release your refund. It's okay to owe the IRS, guys. It really is. Owing them a couple $1,000s is nowhere near as bad as owing them 40, 50, 60,000, like I know people owe. All right, let's see. Felicia says, Cynthia says, life been lifing in my Shamika voice. I know that's right, Cynthia. We'll talk, Cynthia. Felicia says, I have a business account. I need to start sending my cash app from that account. Thanks, lady. If you have a business account, but listen, y'all, you cannot have your money go to a personal account and then transfer it to a business account, because the way that the system is set up, they're going to consider that a deposit to you personally. So if you have Cash App or any of those money transfer accounts, they need to be in your business name so that when you receive the 1099, it comes to your business name, not to you. But do not transfer money from personal to business and think that that qualifies as a business transaction, because it doesn't. Okay. So, Felicia, make sure the money goes to your business account so you're not having to transfer any money. All right. Cynthia says, I was trying to e-file my taxes by October deadline. I was rejected because someone used my son's social. I showed him how to get his transcript. We found the people's info. Now, look at that. Woo, woo. Man, I'm telling you, I love when you use the tools that they give us. Okay. You too can be your own detectives. All right. Make sure you always get your transcript. But let me tell you this, if you have business accounts, if you file business taxes, if you have money going to any, a 1099 from your Cash App, from a business account, you will not be able to print those from the IRS website. The IRS will make you request it. I just want y'all to know you can only request transcripts from your personal, anything having to do with your social, not your EIN. So before you go and file taxes next year, please, please, please pull your transcript so you can make sure that you have all of your 1099s that are required, that were turned in to the IRS about you before you file your taxes, because this is how y'all are getting caught up. And the IRS is coming back and saying, you're audited because you forgot to turn in income. But it's because you didn't go and get your transcript. And you can get it at the irs.gov website. You need to go and make sure you can count. All right, I got these many W-2s. I got these many 1099s. So when you take your taxes to somebody right here, you'll know, hey, Shamika, I'm supposed to have 5 W-2s and 3 1099s. So when you look at your taxes, that's how many entries of income should be there. This is why y'all getting caught up, because y'all not checking on the people that y'all paying to do the work. Okay. So good job, Miss Cynthia. Good job. Miss Dean me says, I'm late. Are you going to teach classes on how to prepare taxes? Yes, if you guys sign up with me to get your software. I show you how to use the software, and I also go over the taxes, because new stuff comes out about taxes every day, every week, but it doesn't come out until next year. They're not going to talk about it right now because we got to wait until the new tax season. If y'all notice, the only thing they're talking about right now is the new tax brackets. Okay. People need to know why they're owing more money. And if you're doing taxes, you need to be able to explain it, because people need to know. All right, really quick, back to the guy that called me, that been watching me and finally came to me about this $40,000 refund. I asked him before I even looked at his taxes, what do you normally file? He says, I file head of household with head of household 2. Well, I looked at his taxes that this person filed for him. It was single and 1. Okay. So no dependents. So his taxes weren't even filed correctly. Then there was income that was missing. Okay, these are very important. And let me tell you how the IRS gets y'all, because a lot of y'all like to go gambling. A lot of y'all gonna tear the casino up, and a lot of you are gonna make a lot of money from winning. Okay, fingers crossed. But here's where y'all get in trouble: is y'all think because you paid taxes at the casino that you don't have to claim that on your regular taxes at tax time, and you do. It doesn't matter if you pay taxes at the casino or if you pay taxes later. You have to report any earnings of income, even if you won it at a casino, on your taxes. People are getting audited because of stupid stuff like that. You got to remember to do it. Okay. And if you don't want to report any income from your winnings, then don't gamble at the casino and don't do scratch offs. Go play bingo. Bingo, you can win up to $2,500 and you don't have to report it. So go play bingo if you want to earn some money and not report it. And why? Because bingo is a part of most bingo places who do bingo are nonprofit. So they allow you to make more money that you don't have to report. All right, keep that in your pocket and smoke it. All right, Cynthia says, I called the IRS. They told me a form to file with my income tax. It all has to be mailed in together. This is the first time this has happened. So look at that. Miss Cynthia probably didn't even give her information to anybody, but someone got her son's information and filed it. Remember what I told you. If you want to protect your children's social security number, as soon as they open the filing date for taxes, you guys need to go in and immediately file an extension with all the dependents that you want to claim, so that when somebody else goes to file it, it will say that their taxes are rejected because you already filed the taxes, even though you just filed an extension. What an extension does is put a placeholder in at the IRS, basically letting the IRS know that you're going to file. And when you file, these are the people that you're going to file. And this is some of the income, because sometimes you might put some of your income because you don't have all of it. Okay. But you can file an extension and you can put those people in, and then nobody else will be able to take those children's social again. Unfortunately, Miss Cynthia, if they make you block up your son's social, it's going to be hell to do his taxes, because you're going to have to get a PIN every year to file his taxes. And that's fine. But sometimes the PINs don't come on time and they come late, and you got to wait. Okay, so that's the only thing. Miss Paula says, what happened if you Zelle yourself between different bank accounts where you're still receiving 1099? Yeah, if you Zelled yourself more than $600 from an outside account, you will receive a 1099. Okay. Now, if you Zelled yourself from one of the accounts that's connected with Zelle to maybe another one of your accounts, I don't think that you're going to receive it because it has your name on it. But if it's from an outside account, it's possible that you will. Now, remember, y'all, this is going to be the first time this is happening. So there are going to be mistakes. This is another reason why, if anybody's interested in getting into the tax business, this is the time to do it, because people going to have questions like crazy, because this is the first time they've ever done anything like this. All right. We have not had to turn in information from Cash App before, but a whole lot of people who've never filed taxes will have to, because they're going to be getting tax forms. Okay. The IRS now knows that you've been receiving money, even if you don't file. And you don't have to file to get audited, because IRS can look and see that you never filed, but they know you've been receiving money because the banks have been turning information in about you every year anyway. So please don't think you don't file means you won't get in trouble. Because someone asked me, they said, I haven't filed taxes in 20 years. What will happen? And I said, luckily, nothing has happened, but you need to go and file the last 7 years of your taxes, although you're only going to get a refund for the last 3. But if you have not filed and you've been earning money, the IRS does know about it. Okay. Yes, Starlight, if you got a scratch off and you win, you have to report your earnings. All right, newborn maternity says, okay, I read that one already. Okay. Hey, Shamika, I can't comment at all on your live. No option to comment. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Okay, it says, Luna says, you are truly a blessing. Been listening to you drive since the pandemic started. Thank you very much, Luna. I appreciate that. She inspires says, I started a Biz LLC and did not make any money this year due to a mishap. Do I still need to file taxes? Um, if your business didn't earn any money, you don't have to. But if you believe that you're going to owe money from your income from your job, from your W 2 job, or because you're a 1099 and you earn money but you did not pay taxes, then I would use my business for write offs. Because even though your business didn't earn money, it doesn't mean that your business didn't spend money. Okay. You still probably had to drive to Staples to get your business cards, to get your things you had, your flyers that you needed to mail. You still had to go around and market your business to folks. Who knows what you had to do? Okay, it's probably tons of things. Some of y'all probably still bought supplies, even though you did not use or make any money. That does not mean you didn't have any expenses. Okay. The only problem where people get in trouble is you can't have expenses and not have earned any money and still been doing the business for 5 years. It's like, come on now. One year or 2 years, maybe even three, okay. But 4 and 5 years and you still ain't made no money, it's time to get a new job, sis. All right. So remember when I be telling y'all gotta make the lie believable, at least if you're gonna lie. Okay, Felicia, hold on. Um, let's see. Okay, Starlight says, can you do that extension if you're 18 years old? Well, what will that do for them and their filing? So if you are trying to put in an extension so that you can lock up somebody's social security number, a dependent, here's how this will work. If this person is 18 or in college, all right, you, the parent, still need to check the box on that dependent saying that they will also be filing taxes for themselves. Okay. Now, if they don't have that, hold on, let me think about it. That's usually not on the parents. Let me take that back. If the person is 18 and you want to block up their social so nobody uses it, then they need to file an extension because that's right, because on their taxes, it's going to ask the tax preparer, or it's going to ask them, hey, is somebody else going to claim this person? And if you, the parent, are going to claim them, then we have to check the box yes. So we can file an extension on the child, and then nobody will be able to use that social until that child files taxes, and then the parent can file. Okay, so you still can do it. It's different when it's a dependent. If it's a dependent that has a job that also works, that will also file their separate taxes, then the extension needs to be done by the person that's going to be filing their taxes. Okay, if you're a parent and you got kids that are under 18, then you just put an extension for you so that way nobody gets to use that social. Now, I hate to be telling y'all these ways to do things, but I've seen so much happen at tax time. This is the best way. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you, crooked people are gonna do it too. So if you know somebody else has that social, y'all better be racing to the computer. So the first person who puts it in wins, unfortunately, but that's how it works. Okay. Miss Cynthia says, my son was a college student, dependent with income. Does he file first or do I file first? Your son will file first. And he will check the box saying somebody else will claim him, and then the parent will file. Okay, that's what y'all have to remember. That is what messes kids up, and I hate when parents file taxes first, and I say, hey, you need to amend your taxes because your child just gave some money to the government, and they need to get their money back. And the parent's like, I ain't gonna do it, and the parent doesn't want to do it because it's going to make their refund smaller, and that's selfish. Okay. Don't be giving money to the government, even if it's your child. If your child paid $200-300 in taxes, they should get it back. They should not let that sit with Uncle Sam, because if it was your money, you wouldn't let it sit. So don't let their money sit either. Okay. So again, y'all got any questions, drop them. Make sure y'all tag, share the live with anyone. Yes, ma'am, Lisa Renee, you can request a transcript online. If you're doing it for your personal taxes, you can print them out immediately. If this is for your business taxes, you have to send it in or have to mail it in or fax. And it does take a minute. Okay. The IRS is not fast about giving you what you want. Okay. Um, Let me make a sidebar really quick. I don't know how many of y'all seen my video about the SBA and these EIDL loans. Okay. I did make a video because I did have some people come to me that were like, man, we can't pay this. And I'm tired of getting phone calls and I don't know what to do. I did make a video for people who are stuck and do not know what to do when it comes to these EIDL loans. Now, really quick, SBA says, and I'm gonna make a video on it, but because I don't believe them, but the SBA said that they are not, listen to me, they are not pursuing anyone who got a PPP or a EIDL loan that is less than $100,000. They are saying that if you got loans less than $100,000 for PPP or EIDL, they are not going to be recommending you to the Treasury Department, meaning that they are not going to do collections. They're not going to place a lien on you, and it will not show up on your credit report. Okay. Well, that's what they said back in September. It is already November, and people are receiving letters saying that the debt is going to Treasury. All right. Now, y'all can believe what y'all want. Y'all know I'm gonna tell y'all I don't believe them. And the government is definitely not going to let this type of money go to waste. Although they're saying that it costs them more money to track you down to get the money than it actually does to wait for you to pay it. Now, that part is probably true. And some people are going to get away with not paying it, but that doesn't mean that person is going to be you. So if you are struggling and do not know what to do when it comes to that SBA loan, and you're getting tired of them calling you, please go to my Shamika Saves YouTube page and watch the video. And if you got any questions, then holler at me so we can get through this, because some of y'all are going to be hurting when they take your tax refund. Okay. Now, y'all notice, and I'm gonna get to y'all questions in a minute. They are not referring your student loans to be taken. And of course they shouldn't, because they just not put us in repayment in October. But please don't for a second think that y'all are not going to hear me talk about this next year, telling y'all that people have gotten their tax refund taken from an EIDL SBA loan payment. They're absolutely going to take it. I don't care what they say. Okay. They may not report it on your credit. And the reason why they're not going to report it on your credit is because they didn't get a lot of good information when they paid out these loans. So they can't report it on your credit because they don't have enough information to report. Okay. But if y'all got loans in your personal name, if you got EIDL loans in your personal name, or you got EIDL loans in your business name, you have to handle them different, which is why I want y'all to watch the video and then hit me with the questions, because this is going to be the next big thing. They state that if the loan is fraudulent, they're still going to come after people who have fraudulent loans. Well, guess what? Some people got loans for real, but fraudulent people did their loans. So that doesn't mean you won't get questioned. That doesn't mean they won't talk to you. So the best thing that you could do is go ahead on and get out of the mix and get rid of your loan so they're not looking at you anymore. Doesn't mean they won't look at you, but at least it gets you up off of the get you out of the radar. Okay. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, Sherelle. Teresa says, do you have to dissolve a business with the IRS? You should dissolve a business with the IRS, because if you don't, and all you do to dissolve it is it's a simple form to let them know that the business is no longer in existence. And why wouldn't you? And if you don't pay these SBA EIDL loans, guess what they're going to do? They're going to simply put a lien. They're going to put, now, some of y'all, and we talked about this, y'all probably didn't check, but some of y'all have UCC liens against you that you didn't even go and check your state website to see. If you got an SBA loan, a lot of y'all had to turn in that form where they asked you to pledge. It was a pledge form. I can't even think of what it is right now. But a lot of people filled it out because you had to, or they weren't going to cut you a check. So a lot of you have liens against your business now that you don't even know because you didn't go and look yourself up. The UCC will be made in your state where you took out the loan. And it doesn't matter what amount they gave you. As long as you got more than $25,000, you have a UCC lien. And if you don't dissolve your business, all they're going to do is try to sue it because they're going to think that it's still around. So if it's no longer in use, just dissolve it with the IRS. You don't have to do anything with your state. Just let it expire. And another reason you want to let your business expire, remember, guys, next year, starting January, we have to register these businesses with FinCEN because they want to know who is making the money that's being paid to this EIN number. Okay, so they're tracking down money launderers. So if you have a business, you have a year to claim your business in FinCEN. And I promise you it's going to change. It's not going to, they ain't going to give us 12 months. Next thing you know, we're going to have 6 months. But they're soon going to make that. That is mandatory next year for everybody if you guys did not know. Okay. Teresa says, why are we like this? Like what, honey? Tell me, what are we like? Teresa says, can you briefly explain a CPN? A CPN, for those that don't know, and y'all know I'll talk about this until I'm blue in the face. It's a fake ass social security number that people make up because the government doesn't allow people to get forgiveness when they break a lease and have an eviction on their record. So now people who have one eviction now have to go and get a fake social security number just so they have some place to stay because nobody will rent to them again. That's why people get CPNs. Now, people do CPNs for other reasons. They want credit cards, they want loans, they want new cars. They do that. Okay. But that is what majority of the people use the CPNs for. Okay. Let's see. Diamond says, I file exempt for the whole year. What will happen? If you file exempt for the whole year, then at tax time, you will owe a lot of money. On average, people who make money and don't pay any taxes usually owe $3,000. Okay, based off of maybe 40,000 bucks. That's not a lot. Okay, when you look at the amount of money you earned. Okay, if you now it's much smaller. If you would have made the payments out of your check, but you didn't. Now, Diamond, if you have children, your children will eat up that amount of money that you owe. And will give you a refund so that you're not showing that you owe that amount of money. That's why you got to be careful who you let those kids, who you let use the kids, because kids mean money at tax time. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Cynthia says, thank you for teaching me how to get a transcript. You are welcome. Starlight says, how many days after your college child should you file? I wouldn't, if you have a college age child, I would not file until they receive their 1098T, which is their form for tuition that they get from the school. I don't know how many times people file taxes and forget to use that form, because if you don't, then you don't get the American Opportunity Credit. And that's an extra $1,000 in your refund. That is a refundable credit of $1,000 for 2 years in a row. Once for freshmen and sophomore, they give you $1,000. Okay. If you are a junior or senior, you get the lifetime opportunity credit. They don't give you no more money. Okay. But for the first 2 years, you do. So please stop missing out on that. You got to have that form in order to get that credit. Okay. You know, that's another reason why people get audited. It's because people put in for these things for school, but then there's no 1098 form that the IRS received. And the IRS does not like giving you credits that you don't deserve. And they don't mind paying it to you, but you got to have the justification. Okay. My aunt got audited because my other aunt, who thought she was doing something, put in information about a school that my aunt never attended. And that was why she got audited. Okay, small things like that. So y'all can't be letting people hook you up and they lying, and they ain't lying right. Okay, I mean, we don't want them to lie, but we definitely don't want them to lie about things that's gonna come back to bite you, and that is one of them. Jennifer says, thank you for all you do. I love listening to you. Your willingness to spread knowledge is a blessing. God bless you. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. God definitely have gave me a whole lot. So, and I just want to give it back to everybody if I can. Let's see. Sweetie says, I need your help with restarting and reinstating my LLC. Absolutely. Just let y'all know if your LLC or your business has expired before you rush out and go and get you a new one. Make sure you know how much it costs. And I would not get a old business unless I got the money and unless I have business credit on it. You might as well start a new one. Okay. If it doesn't have business credit, what's the point of restarting a 5 and 6 year old business when there's nothing on it? Now, if it has credit, great. But if it's not, I wouldn't, especially because it costs too much. You might as well start over. Hey, skinny jeans and big skirts, how you doing? Tim says, thank you for explaining this content. Y'all are very welcome. All right, it says, does a CPN replace your Social Security if you use it as a business? A CPN is not supposed to replace anything. If you're going to use a CPN is supposed to replace your social. It does not replace an EIN at all because it is not an EIN. All right, an EIN is what you use for your business only.